Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of Top Drive's second video of the day. I hope you guys are excited for the McLaren SENNA prelims, obviously. It's very interesting with this car because I already have the McLaren SENNA, meaning I will be doing my first ever owner's challenge, which will be quite fun. I am very excited for that actually, and I wonder what the prize car is going to be. It will definitely be interesting to see. Before I get into the event, however, please check the top link in the description. It's a link to my second channel. I'm trying to get it to 1,000 subscribers, and it would really help out if you could subscribe to it if you haven't already. If everybody who watched this video subscribed to it, I would be at 1,000. I'm trying to make it monetized so that I can start earning money from that as well. You don't really need to be interested in my second channel to subscribe. Just do it to help me out, please. Thank you so much, and with that being said, let's head in to the McLaren SENNA prelims. I'm also going to do conceptual... this is in English. I thought this was in Italian. Conceptualize a win. And then we're gonna do the daily event too. So let's start with the SENNA prelims. It's interesting, I guess. Let's have a look at what we are actually dealing with so that we are sure. Here it is. And we have... a city street, no city street, a city street, a city street, okay. And we have wet, we have wet, and city street wet, we have wet, and we have wet. Okay. Interesting. Let's have a look at what we need. So, 2 Japan Pro Tour cars. How much points do we have? So many. Okay, so let's put in those. And then Japan. Let's put that in and that in. It's always only 2 wet, right? Let's put that one in for the city streets and also for the wet, right? Or perhaps that will probably be much better. And then the question is, do we sacrifice one of these for the infinity? And I think the definitive answer is no. Sorry for my share making noise throughout the video. It's something that I cannot really do anything about. Talking about my hand, I think it looks solid enough. But of course I have been wrong in the past, and I wouldn't put it past me to be wrong again, and for this hand to actually not be as good as I would have hoped. The servers were actually down just now, but I'm hoping they have kicked back on again. But it looks very dire with this spinning circle guy. We know him very well, but I also don't want to force quit the game just in case I get into the round, because if I force quit the game at this point I will probably end up with an undeserved loss. So hopefully it will load in to the actual event and I will be right back with that. Alright guys, I'm back. Literally, I don't know how long it was, but a long time passed. But I'm back and we're gonna play now. Hopefully. I mean, yes. Ooh, what is this? You can see your hand now? What? No way, is this a feature or is my game bugged? Yo, that's bad. I don't want that to be a thing, dude. You're removing like a... I was so hyped, but then I realized this sucks. Because you're removing a big skill aspect in the game, right? Not everybody knows how to look. We need to put that on. Not everybody knows how, how to play. But now everybody can play well, because obviously everybody can now see... Dude, I don't like that at all. I am not a fan of that. I hope that's not... I hope my game just bugged. Sincerely, I hope my game just bugged. Because that is not something that I am the biggest of fans of. Because honestly, that is not very good. I don't like that one bit, actually. Like, a big skill aspect of the game is remembering your hand and knowing your hand versus other hands. But if you can see your hand at all times, this will make... worse players and less strategic players so easily be able to play on a level way higher than what they could previously. It's a thing. It's a thing. Oh. This is so buggy too. But man, I don't like this. I don't like this. I hope this was a mistake or something. I hope this is not permanento. Because I don't like that. That is actually quite bad, dude. Like, I don't want people who are not good at the game to have it easy just because they want to add like a feature to make it easy for them. I don't know. I don't know. Perhaps that's an unpopular opinion, but I am not gonna budge and say that I think it's good when I don't. I'm not the biggest fan of that feature, but what can you do? If that's the direction they've chosen, who am I to oppose, you know? Like, I'll get used to it, just like everything else. I'll definitely get used to it. It definitely makes it way easier. It lowers the skill ceiling like several floors, dude. Like, it doesn't even... It doesn't just lower the skill ceiling. It's not easier to play now. It's immensely easier to play now. Like, it's literally so much easier to be a good player now. And not because you're improving or anything, but because the game now gives you all the information on the screen. So you can easily compare, will I win there, will I win there? It's so easy now, everybody will be able to win versus everybody. You can't really make a mistake anymore. Ah, man, I don't know. I don't know. Do we want this game to be that way? So that you cannot make a mistake? Maybe? I don't know. I just don't vibe with it. I'm going to be completely honest and just tell it how it is, because I don't wanna lie to you guys and say something that I don't think. And I think that this is a problematic feature. Makes the game so much easier, and removes a big time skill aspect from the game, which is not something that I am the biggest fan of. But hey, yeah. I'm gonna stop talking about it now, but that's a big change. That's like one of the biggest small changes I have ever seen. Like, this will fundamentally change the way the game is played. Like, this is not a small, tiny change. I'm not making a big deal out of nothing here. This is a huge change. This will make the skill ceiling way lower. Way lower. Like, people who weren't that good at calculating wins and losses and knowing MRA stats, knowing stats at all, remembering all of their stats, knowing all their cars to heart, they are going to have a much easier time now, because they just have everything completely revealed to them, just like that. But maybe in the long run that is a good thing. It's just not something that I think that I benefit from, and that's probably why I have the negative stance, right? Because I think if I was in a position where I did not know the car so well, where when I was just starting out, this would probably be a good feature. I think this could be something like a handicap feature that you have up until RQ500. That would be something that they could do. But in its current state like this, like, you just get it all the time and you just have... I don't like that. Perhaps they can make it so that it's not accessible in finals. Then I would also think it's okay, right? So you have like an extra skill aspect to finals. That would also be cool. I don't know how they will implement this. I didn't even know this was a thing, but apparently it is. And it's interesting, to say the very least. That's where I'm gonna keep it right now, because I don't want to make any more snide comments, because obviously it's just something that I will get used to, I'm guessing. And everybody else will too, unless it's a huge mistake and this wasn't supposed to be pushed, or alternatively they will get a lot of pushback because of this. I don't know. I can think of a few people in the community who would be with me that this is not a particularly great feature if you're already an established player, because literally this makes the game so much easier for players who are not good at the game, and that is facts. That's just the truth, you know. I don't know what else to say about that, because that is just the way it is. Like, this game is just got a whole lot easier, a whole lot more accessible. And is that a good thing? Probably not. Let's be completely honest and say probably not. Oh, there is a city streets here too. I'm stupid. Well, was there always a city streets though? I didn't look. I'm gonna have to re-look. I'm sorry guys, I'm just baffled by this. I never thought this was something they would do without like consulting or doing a poll or something, or having it in a like huge update and talking about it for a long time. Like they just made a drastic change out of nowhere, which is interesting. I like curveballs. I can't say I don't like curveballs because that would simply be untrue. So I do like that they are putting the effort in to make something different and they are just being bold about it. I do like that, and I can definitely appreciate them actually just doing something, you know, and that is cool. That is cool. So in that way, I'm not opposed to change. However, in this particular instance, this change is not one that I am particularly fond of myself. That being said, I'm glad they are starting to do stuff like this. Like they have changed a lot of stuff recently, and they've just done it on the fly, and I really like that approach to the whole update thing. Like if you're gonna update your game, that's the way to do it, I think. 1, 2, 3 of them have a city street, so I should probably have a city streets car then. Makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. Please leave in the comment section your opinions about this change. Are you with me that it's probably going to... Well, I think everybody with a working brain knows that this will lower the skill ceiling. I don't think that is something that people are going to disagree with me on. But do you think it's a good change? Or do you think it's a bad change? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Are you with me that this is probably going to make the game easier and that's bad? Or do you think that it's good, that it's going to make the game easier? Because I can certainly see that stance too, that because it is making it more accessible. I do understand that, and maybe it will make the game less confusing for new players and whatnot, but I don't know, at what cost, dude? Like, at some point you have to, like, tally up, like, the list of good versus bad, and I think in this... with this sort of thing, for me, the bad outweighs the good. But that's just for me personally. For a new player, I would guess it would be the complete opposite. And I'm guessing new players is definitely what Hutch want to appeal to, as getting a returning player base is something that is very, very important if you're doing a business model, and you have to look at this game as a business, because obviously they are going to have to try to make money from their product. So from a business standpoint, I think it's a good choice, because then the game will be less confusing for newbies, which means they will probably stick to the game more, right? But for me personally, for someone who is established, who knows about everything, I don't think that's might be a good feature. So then I bring back the thing I talked about before, that can't you just make it so that it is like that in the beginning for the low RQ players, and then you kind of let off, you know, like when you learn how to bike, you have these small wheels on either side of the bike so you don't fall, and then you take those off, you know, the learning wheels or whatever you call them in English, and you learn to be like self-sufficient with your mind and actually knowing how to read the game and statistically have insight into what cars you're using and what stats they have and how they will do versus other cars, because I think that's one of the most fun aspects of Top Drives, no cap, and it's kind of getting a little bit wrecked here. I don't know. I think my opinion can't just form over today. I will have to have a long and big think about it for a bit before I fully understand where I stand. But as of now, I don't think this is a good change. I will definitely have a discussion in my Discord server after this video and see if I'm in the vocal minority or if I am the vocal majority, because I do not know actually. My opinion might be out there in comparison to some of the other people. I have no clue. But I feel like the more experienced players are gonna lean towards this being a bad change, and the more green players are gonna lean towards this being a good change. So I think this will definitely diversify. Opinions will diversify. Nothing, the community won't get diversified, but opinions will diversify, and they will be different depending on how far into the game you have gotten and how experienced you are when it comes to playing the game. Because the tactical aspect is lost when you do something like this, obviously. I don't know how I sit with this. It's very interesting. It's a bold change. I respect that it's a bold change, and I really do like when they do this. I want more bold changes. I'm not against that whatsoever, but what I am against is that this feature is not something that I'm particularly happy about. But yeah, there we go. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Top Drives. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave it a like. Also subscribe if you haven't already, it would help me out so much. If you want to join the aforementioned Discord server, it's down below in the description, as well as my Instagram where I post every single max out I do, and my Patreon if you do want to support me further. With all of that being said, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay safe, have a good one, take care of one another, and goodbye.